Go live. Live. I guess we are live. All right. So finally, we kickstart our podcast series, which I started previous year but couldn't continue because many reasons, which I don't want to state. But thankful for now that we are finally here, finally live, and talk about the topics related to football, of course, and random bullshit and stuff that's going on. Right from Premier League to other things. So yeah, what's the situation in the Premier League? Adi joining me is my friend Adi. Myself is Miranik, as you can read in the description of previous videos, but and also to whatever layout you can see, right?
Thank you for having me in your podcast. Finally, we are doing
Anytime.
this. And
Yeah.
so, Premier League, what to say? 2 game weeks done. It's going so great so far. For Liverpool, at least, as a Liverpool
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
for those who don't know, I'm a Liverpool fan. Even
Of course, me as well.
Ranek is a Liverpool fan.
Right.
So,
Right.
uh, things are going good. But the transfer window was not so good for us. Like, if you say we only had one signing compared to other clubs. So,
Right.
yeah, that's what's going on.
That's been weird for at least us in the terms. So transfer signing. As for other clubs, should we start with Arsenal? What's going on there with their manager Arteta?
Arsenal surprisingly have spent the most in Europe. They have around spent 132 million pounds. So
Yeah.
but when you look at the squad from last year and if you compare it with the current squad, it's almost the same. There's not much difference. They have added a CB, of course, and some depth, but only they have retained players like Odegaard and
Yeah.
other players. So it doesn't look a fresh Arsenal team, but surprisingly they have spent the most.
And of
Then we
course,
have
nothing changes for them. We are seeing the same football style that was going on in the previous season as well. जो last season पे चल रहा था वही चल रहा है आर्टेटा का. कुछ डिफरेंस नहीं लग रहा मेरे को. वही स्ट्रैटेजी है. इतना डिफेंसिव फुटबॉल. Like I felt asleep in their previous match Chelsea against जो था. एक्सपेक्ट कर रहा था कि कुछ डिफरेंट करेंगे. कुछ तो करेंगे भाई. कुछ तो कर लो. कुछ नहीं करते भाई. इतना बेकार प्ले क्या बोलूं मैं.
आर्टेटा का एक ही स्ट्रैटेजी है.
हाँ.
It is just defend and counter. That is it. He will lay 10 players for defend and then suddenly out
Right.
of nowhere he'll counter. So
Exactly.
Arteta still remains the same. I mean, he does have a plan, but it's certainly not working
But
for him.
unable to
because,
execute. Execution बेकार है.
there's-
It's all in the head. Like उसके head में सब कुछ है, but वो execute नहीं कर पा रहा. कैसे करना है?
exactly. I mean, he's just, I don't know. I mean, if it's too early for him to
He's
manage
just
such a
like
big club.
Patrice Vieira in Crystal Palace. Might
Yeah,
be
I
rude to
mean-
say, but that's exactly
Yeah.
it feels right now.
Yeah.
So there were
certainly not.
some signs in the previous season towards the end of it, as few fans stated that, and few fans believe that it will be going for the good. But personally, I don't see anything progression going on. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we see there's always this famous hashtag trust the process for Arsenal fans, which they certainly hate it right now. But
Which also
uh,
implied to Liverpool fans, trust the process, trust the process.
Liverpool fans is always next year's our year, and it certainly
Yeah.
looks like it.
We'll lived
Considering
in
other
that
clubs.
past. Yep.
Yeah. So we need to, make sure that we are there again competing for trophies because last year
Yeah.
we didn't win any trophy, but it was still a successful season considering the injuries we
Like
faced.
towards the end of it, it was still
so
successful.
no one expected us to finish in the third place, but
Yep.
we managed it somehow. Yeah.
We
And
managed to
hopefully
get
this
that
season-
position to go to Champions League at least for this season.
Yeah,
That
Champions
was
League is
our
very
only
important.
achievement. As for City, everything is going good. Everything is going well. They got Jack Grealish this season, 400 million transfer.
Yeah,
And
Jack.
kind of paid well in the second match, but it's too early to say because there are points for Norwich City, if I'm not wrong.
The goal, if you look at Jack Grealish's goal, it was a mistake, if you could say. It was not a proper goal, but yeah, Jack
Right.
Grealish has been proving it in the Premier League. He doesn't have to shift a league. I mean, he's
Yeah.
already upgraded from Aston Villa to City,
Yeah.
so
Right.
he will always is most expectedly to do better over here. But nothing is guaranteed in football, right? You've
Yeah.
seen Alexis Sanchez and many other players. They in the same league, but they perform drastically different
Yeah,
Even if you consider from going worst to best and best to worst, both
right.
case scenarios, we have seen players change. So yeah, but yeah, City never have a problem. They are so big depth,
But why
very good
you
field.
always judge a player on how good he plays against strongest opponents, not
Yeah,
against
I
Norwich
mean
City or the bottom table sides. That's the
that is
benchmark.
what they are judged for, like
Yeah,
the big game performances. If you don't perform there, and
right.
if you're just performing against small teams, it's not that.
Yeah,
I mean, certainly the amount invested in him is very big. Of course, there's
yeah,
English tax, as we say it.
yeah. We
Something
know.
we overpay English players for.
Of
But
course, like it was rumored for Harry Kane, 100 million plus, maybe 150 million something.
yeah. What do you think about Harry Kane? Do you think he leaves Spurs?
I don't think. I guess it's too late right now for him to leave.
Yeah, I mean, it's I
If he
hardly.
leaves, he would be hardly. I mean, Spurs fan would kill him literally. Like, what's he been up to for? Like,
Yeah, he's
just
one
to
of their
leave the
own.
club at this time. That makes no
Yeah,
sense. If he wanted to leave, he should have like stated it publicly. Or I mean, he did something, or by not
yeah,
showing in the training ground, which is absolutely absurd. One should not be doing that if you are regarded as some icon of your club, because he has scored a lot of goals, and of course he is icon by now. He should be an icon. So yeah,
yeah,
that's what goes against you if you are not doing it right way. And
definitely.
yep. So yeah,
Yeah,
Spurs they won their match 1-0 against Wolves,
yeah.
which was
Both their matches
just
were 1-0,
tidy, tidy win.
and both were very good opponents. Pack City and Wolves. Wolves are very unlucky. They
Mm.
lost both their games, but they played well both sides.
Mm. But yeah,
But
it's kind of sad seeing that their manager left and they were facing him
yeah,
right away in the second match. So
yeah. I
yeah,
mean, we could see, that Bulls were dominating, but they couldn't get the end product. Adama Traore, he was on a beast mode, but he could just not get the end product. He could not just finish.
yeah.
He had one, two very close chances to score, but yeah, he
But I've
just.
heard ki Arama wants to leave. Is that true that he wants to go to Spurs
I
alongside
mean,
Nuno?
he's
ऐसा
linked
कुछ
to
है क्या?
Spurs. They are
हाँ,
they are trying to replace him. If Harry Kane is leaving for City, then they want to get him. And
right.
I'm expecting Son to shift in the center forward position. So yeah, let's see what happens. End of the
If Kane
transfer
leaves,
window is the.
Son, everything will fall on the shoulders of Son.
Yeah, sure. Son, I mean, he's very good at a wing position, in the strike
Mm.
position. He can play both sides. Like, he's a very versatile player that way, and he
Right.
has adapted to different managers throughout Spurs. He has played well under Pochettino, Mourinho, and now he's certainly doing well. I mean, it looks like he's going to do well under
Yeah.
Nuno too. So yeah, I mean, we can only see, but I'm always backing Son up for his good
Yeah.
performances.
Yeah, he's always up to the mark. Much like Didier Drogba kind of vibe, you can say.
Yeah,
No disappointing, at least he is giving his 100% every game. That's
yeah. I
what you can
mean,
see from his play.
he's one of the
As
players I would love to have at Liverpool.
yeah,
He's
exactly.
perfect for our club.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
he's really
And
loyal to.
it's quite similar to, I would say, Romelu Lukaku has just joined the Premier League, and in his first match against Arsenal, against whom he has not scored, he
Yeah,
comes, bullies their defenders, scores perfect goal, and everything is good for Chelsea right now.
yeah. I mean, to be fair, Arsenal didn't have the best team, but still,
Right,
it's Arsenal. I mean, we mostly, if they would have fielded their best team, maybe the result would have been the same.
right.
But yeah, Lukaku, he's a proven player. He's there
Yep.
in the proven in everywhere, in the national team, in different leagues, in the Premier League itself with Everton. He
Right.
was so good. So yeah, I mean, next they're gonna face Liverpool, and I'm very excited to see Van Dijk versus Lukaku because both are
Yeah.
very huge built, and
Mhm.
they are both the best in their positions. So yeah, I'm very excited for the next match, Liverpool versus Chelsea. So
Yeah, we
let's
are
hope.
facing Chelsea. Yeah, that would be interesting battle to see Van Dijk against Lukaku, who comes
Yeah,
out on top.
definitely. I mean,
I mean, Lukaku
there's
looked
the.
more than comfortable in the previous game, right? In
I
the
mean, he's a
recent game, sorry.
very natural player, to be honest. I mean, he can
Hmm.
adapt in any club, and
Yep.
he's known for his physicality. The way he holds the ball, turns. Of course, his first touch is not the best, but uh, he has a good finishing. I mean, he is very strong, powerful, and I mean, he has enough confidence now that he has proven in so many leagues, different competition, different teams. So I think he is in a different version to the one Lukaku was there in Chelsea before
before. Yeah,
when he
yeah,
was
yeah.
young. So this is a whole different game, and I am expecting him to be a very big player in Premier League this season. I'm expecting at least 20 goals,
Yep, 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 yep.
minimum, and just not Lukaku. All lot of players are coming to Premier League, so this season is
Right.
going to be very high adrenaline, and it's going to be there going to
At
be a lot
least
of
good for
goals.
with I mean this season काफी hopes रहेंगी Chelsea fans को that they have a chance to
Yeah,
win the title, right?
they are favorites. In fact, them and City,
Yep,
because
yep,
the
yep.
amount they have invested, the depth they have. I mean, they could have all the 11 players injured and still have a good 11 to play. That is not the case with other clubs. Of course, United are doing their bit, but
Yep.
clubs like Liverpool, Spurs, Arsenal, and the
Mm.
other West Ham, other small clubs, they are not that great in depth. And considering we have got to have a lot of international fixtures,
Yep.
so yeah, I mean, we'll see how they manage. Man management is the key now. Since COVID, it
Right.
has been because the crunch of fixtures and everything that is happening. So let's hope
Ah,
this season. I'm very excited. Last season was the worst season I, as a football fan, has seen. So
absolutely. I
and
mean,
this is.
at one point of time, I stopped watching our own matches.
I mean,
So
it
it
was
was
very
getting so
depressing to
boring.
be
Yep, yep.
honest.
Right.
The injuries, what was going around in the world,
Yep.
the pandemic, everything, no fans. It was not football. It was just a formality. But
Yeah.
this season, with everything coming back to normalcy,
It was so
so
sad,
I'm
man. Yep.
so very sad.
Yep.
Yeah,
But the only thing that kept me alive was the Euros, the end part of the Euros, where we saw something great happening between England and through Italy, of
yes,
course.
yes,
That was some
yeah,
sick thing. To,
definitely.
that revived the interest, and of course there were fans there too. So yeah, things got better, and we got hang of the what's going on in the football eventually, and now we can see the fans in the stadium, which is obviously a good feeling, right? Hey, your brother's
Definitely.
looking good. Hey, Shantan, क्या हाल है भाई आजा.
Hey, Anton, how are you? Bro,
What's
please
up?
join the podcast sometime.
Yep. मन करे तो आज ही हो. कुछ नॉलेज रहे बाय इन समथिंग की. You can join it. तो ऐसा करते रहेंगे पॉडकास्ट, उसका तो कुछ इशू नहीं है. Okay, now moving
Definitely.
on to uh, United played at Pro against Southampton 1-1.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
I didn't expect कि Southampton का draw होगा, and that would this early.
yeah.
I
I
mean,
mean,
after signing
Bruno was in
Sancho,
my FPL team, so I was very
yeah,
disappointed.
he didn't
But
get any points. Did he play?
he played. He got a yellow card, so I just got 1 point, and I kept him as a captain. So that is as good as nothing. 2 points, and most fans were disappointed. But yeah, no one expected United to lose to
Right.
Southampton, considering they
No,
just.
they
Uh,
didn't lose. They like drew the
I
match.
mean, not lose, but draw.
Yep.
Sorry, yeah, my bad.
At least drop points,
Uh,
right? They
yeah,
dropped two crucial points that could have
two
kept
crucial
them up
points.
there for the competition for the title, right?
And with the competition so hard, every point matters. Right from the start, you cannot lose
Right.
points because it is going to be tough to catch up because there are a lot of good teams. I mean, before it
Yeah.
was top four, then there was top six. Now there are, I think, around 10 good teams, who could give you tough
Yeah,
competition
who can
for that
even
European
change
spot.
the tide of like your what do we call it? Title kills जो run for the title. They can spoil your
Yeah,
chances.
yeah,
Or for
definitely.
example, take West Ham. Nobody expected them to be playing in Europa League. And
I
Arsenal,
mean,
goddamn, Arsenal missed
Arsenal,
European football. Are they missing Wenger? That's my point. Or
definitely. I
are they
mean,
happy with the manager masterclass of Arteta, who is absolutely does the process kind of way, right?
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
I
Yeah.
mean, the Wenger out fans would be regretting right now
If I
because
was in their place, I would have happily taken Wenger back in, instead of sticking with Arteta and giving him more time.
yeah, you only value things when you lose them.
But yeah,
So
you need
that
to
is
know
that
the
is
value.
yeah. Who knows it well than Arsenal fans right now because they expected big things from Arteta, but it looks like the same story all over again.
You know that song, you need the light when it's spinning though.
Yeah,
And the line that goes after that. So that's the situation of few fans, but some of them are backing him. Like, let's wait,
I
and
think
wait.
we should back him because if you look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I mean, his run was also
Hmm.
not that great. I mean, he had a good start, then he had a mediocre period,
But did they had
but he's not
as
one.
bad start, like losing the two matches,
Yeah,
starting
I
two
mean,
games?
the
I mean, Chelsea
Brentford one was not
losses
expected, but
understandable that they lost to Chelsea. That's completely understandable.
yeah,
But losing to Brentford, that's weird.
yeah, I mean,
They can say
that
that
was
players were not fit, but still, man, Brentford, you are losing. Your first match, at least draw that game. That's the least you can do, right?
definitely, and they
But
conceded through an
yeah,
error from the second goal, if you look.
right.
So I mean, Arsenal have been prone to errors in the past too with
Hmm.
Mustafi and other players. So
David
yeah,
Luiz. How can you
David
forget
Lewis.
that legend?
Yeah. I mean, but right now, if you look at Arsenal, their whole thing is to offload the French players and,
Yeah.
get a stable squad. I think
Yep.
stability is most important for any squad to build. If you look at Klopp back in Liverpool, he had
Absolutely.
if you look at 2 through 3 years, he had the same squad. I mean, there was not much difference, maybe one, two
Yeah.
substitution, but that is what is important. And I think Arsenal have had a season with a
But
consistent
more
squad, and
than
now they are
that
trying to,
is the way you play football.
of
Because the
course,
way he's playing his team is completely like mediocre level and below, like bottom to mid level teams. That's how they play, right?
definitely.
So that's
I
what
mean,
causing doubts in
foot,
my mind. Should they stick to him or should they not?
I mean, football style is again subjective. Like some people like
Hmm.
defensive games, some like a possession-based game, some like counter attack. Uh, it
As
depends
long
on your
as you are
taste.
winning games, nothing else matters, right?
Yes, yes,
We have seen how Antonio Conte did with Chelsea back in 2015, I guess, 15-16 it was.
yes,
And
yes.
they absolutely played beautiful football. Even their rival were appreciating the way he's used his team, the tactics on field, and everything that went alongside.
Yeah, I mean, it depends also on the owners of the club because Arsenal do not have that great owners to,
The Russian
but
owners.
now, yeah, now you cannot complain since you have spent the most. So
Yeah.
there is of course a couple of places to address now since they have got Odegaard for the AMF. It is gone,
Hmm.
but you need a good right back,
Right.
and yeah, so there is a couple of things to address, but hopefully we'll see. Uh,
There's always a
I
space for improvement,
he's
right?
Yeah, he's one of my favorites to be sacked this season if he goes on the way he's going. But
Yeah.
again, I also am an Arteta believer. So let's see for the long term. He's just building a foundation, is what I
Believer,
believe.
believer. Right. And also, West Ham won 4-1.
Yeah,
Surprised.
that
Too much of
was.
surprise.
Yeah, I mean, West Ham under David Moyes. Again, United fans must be regretting to not keep Moyes for a long time because they didn't give him much time.
Right.
But you could see how he was with Everton and now what he's doing with West Ham.
Yeah,
Could
yeah,
be
yeah.
that he is good with small teams. He cannot handle the big team pressure, but
Could be possible.
maybe he's the underdog manager. But
Right.
what we see from West Ham is they are doing good. I mean, they did so good last season with Lingard coming and
Mm.
they were a whole different level. And now
Right.
we can see they have replaced him with Benrahma. So yeah, I mean, the
And
small
I'm
clubs also.
surprised by this guy, Mikel Antonio. Aren't you?
My God. He's got already 3 goals, 3 assists in 2 game weeks. So
Good for all the
that
FPL
is something.
fans.
Yes, FPL fans, but the main concern for Antonio is his injury record. So if he
Injuries.
stays fit the whole season with this form,
Right.
we could see another Leicester with West Ham. So,
And a
but
big 2 minutes of silence for those who used IOZ Paris in their FPL team. Red
Isaac
card right away.
Perez, yeah,
And also, I heard Tim Krul scored on goal.
yeah. I
Did that
mean,
happen?
it was a deflection, but it was considered an own goal. So yeah,
A big F
uh,
to them as well.
yeah, and I mean, there were good games this weekend. If you look at Liverpool, Burnley
Yep.
was a good game.
Yeah.
United Southampton if you look at it, no one
Also,
expected. I mean,
the first game of United was good, 5-1 against Leeds. That was
yeah,
something good happening in the
Leeds are like for Leeds United are the, it's a bogey team for them because every time they play Leeds they score big. Uh, but yeah, I mean,
even though they are
I was
rivals, right?
expecting big things from Leeds, but still they have not addressed their defensive situation. They
Right,
have,
right, right,
I mean, no one doubts they're attacking, but defensively, somewhere I feel Leeds should do something. I mean, we
Uh,
saw a change of tactics from Bielsa towards the end,
right,
where
right,
he
right, right.
proved that he can have a good defensive record and still win games.
Still win the
But
games,
yeah,
but
but
didn't happen. Went his way, right?
yes, again, I can see that leak in defense. They play a very free flowing football, but again, United always capitalize over it. They won 6-1 or 7-1 last
5-1,
time.
5-1, 5-1.
Yeah, I mean this year they won 5-1, and last season
Also,
also they had a
previous
big
season,
game.
yeah,
Yeah,
got.
previous year.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
So
And
I
for the
mean,
second week, they do 2-2 Everton.
yes,
I mean, should have done better against
yes. I
Everton.
mean,
But Everton also got
ever,
Rafa
ever,
Benitez, so a kind of tricky fixture. Could have been a fair result, I guess, for both the sides.
yes. I mean, Everton were doing comebacks after comebacks in that game because
Right.
Leeds were doing good initially, but
Initial goal was
again,
from Calvert-Lewin at 38th minute, then Leeds equalized at 41st minute, then Demarai Gray scored at 50th minute. Okay, Gray went to Everton.
yes,
Didn't knew that. Rafinha then
yes,
equalized in 72nd minute. So
70. Yeah,
it was like head-to-head match going on between the two.
yes, yes. So I mean, I again Everton and Leeds are both big teams. They are definitely in my top 10 for sure. So
Right.
they could give some upsets to the big teams.
And what about
And they're
Arsenal? Are
playing.
they making to your top 10? Or,
I
or are
mean,
you thinking they might have a chance to get relegated? Because that's what I
I
feel
mean,
can happen.
relegation looks likely, but yeah, I mean, Arsenal have a couple of.
If they
I
keep
mean, the
playing
next
this
week
way,
also.
then definitely something is bad is going to happen with them. Something bad can
Yeah,
definitely happen. They need to I don't
hopefully
know,
not.
push themselves. Yep, I know. Like even I won't want that to happen,
Yeah, I
but
mean,
it
Arsenal
is
are one
what
of the
it
big
is.
clubs
Yep.
in England, so I would want them to stay. But
Right.
yeah, I would not want to watch them play the way they are playing right now. I want to watch the way Wenger used to play, like a
Right.
symphony, they used to say, like an orchestra. It was very
Or
organized, the
orchestra. Yeah.
build up.
The
Yeah.
1-2s
So,
and leading to a goal. That was beautiful to
yeah.
watch.
Yeah. I
No
mean,
doubt about it.
I hope, fingers
Yep.
crossed, we see Arsenal play that way again.
Yeah. We can only hope.
We can only hope, yeah.
Aston Villa won 2-0. Okay. Brighton
Aston Villa
defeated
again.
Watford.
Danny Ings was a good signing. I mean,
Oh
he
yeah,
scored an
Danny
overhead kick.
Ings.
He
Yeah,
scored an
yeah.
overhead kick this week.
Okay.
And it was a beautiful
Didn't
goal.
knew that. Yep.
Definitely goal of the month contender.
Mhm.
But yeah, Danny Ings again, good signing. I mean, no one expected him to go to. There were rumors of Spurs, but
Right.
they got him in the end with the Grealish money. And
Mm.
again, Aston Villa have spent a big amount after. I mean, whatever they recoup from the Grealish money, they have invested very nicely. They have gotten Bailey, they have gotten
Bailey, yeah.
Bondia. Yeah. So the team Aston Villa again looking a very good team. They are in my top 10 again. So they are going to be the ones in the upper half of the team, and they had a good start. I mean, of course, the first game they lost,
Yeah.
but now they are getting back. So yeah,
I mean, this time league looks a bit more competitive than the previous seasons.
definitely this is gonna be
I
a
have
very
no idea
close.
about Brentford as of now. Brentford, Norwich. I think they will be somewhere around the bottom. Brentford, Burnley, and Norwich. These are three sides. Other ones can be Crystal Palace
Crystal
and
Palace. There's Newcastle.
Newcastle could be, but I don't know.
Again, Southampton is also
Confusing.
not. Yeah, so no one can accurately predict every time, but
They are looking a bit weak, but yeah, you never
my
know
my
what happens.
three to get relegated, Norwich definitely. I mean, that's not a
Sorry.
doubt. They come to the Premier League to get relegated. I think so.
Yep.
But there's Norwich. Then Newcastle again is one of the teams I'm guessing to
Mm,
get relegated because
right,
they
right.
have been surviving every year somehow.
Yeah.
Third is Southampton because I mean they have made a couple of good signings now, and till the window is over, we cannot say anything. But
Maybe the loss of Dannings could go against
I
them,
mean it's
right?
a very big signing, and they even lost Vestergaard to Leicester now.
Leicester,
So
yeah. And
so
Leicester loses to West Ham. How funny is that?
yeah, I mean Vestergaard didn't play. Leicester have a defensive crisis right now. If you look, they have almost 4 to 5
But
defenders of them.
still it's funny. Like in first week, Watford defeats Aston Villa 3-2, and then Watford
Uh,
loses to Brighton 2-0.
yeah, that's the specialty about Premier League.
Yep.
It's always
And
unexpected.
people say it's a weak league. That's why teams are winning. No, it's fucking competitive league. That's why teams are giving
Definitely,
challenges
definitely.
to each other. We are
I
not
mean,
playing La Liga or playing like Bundesliga stuff kind of thing.
it's safe to say right now that with except the Premier League, the other leagues
Yeah.
are not that interesting since Messi also left Barcelona. So I think that's the end of La Liga.
Shots fired.
Yeah. But
Pretty much.
that
That's
is
true.
it. There's no competition in other leagues like the Premier League. I mean, there's
Maybe
not even
there
they're
will
not
be
even close to the Premier League in terms of
yeah.
competition. It's
So there
hardly
will be
max to
some
max
competition right now in League One, no? Because
against who? PSG.
their fans are causing riots, right? We heard
Oh
something
yeah,
about Dimitri Payet. Someone
that
hit the
video was
bottle
very
and
scary.
yep,
Yeah,
that's so sad, man.
that is sad. I mean,
How can you at least keep a normal decency as a fan, right? You don't have to
yeah, I
go
mean,
aggressive.
we saw a
I
lot
mean,
of fans
at
come to
this
the
point,
pitch.
at this age, you are not living in 90s or 80s that camera won't focus on you or can take you and do
Yeah,
actions against you. No, it's gone. Now anyone can capture you and put you behind the bars for your bullshit that you're doing on the field, right? Or through the stands.
yeah,
That's so
definitely. I
lame,
mean,
man.
the whole
While they're talking about
racism and such.
racism, yeah.
Such
Exactly.
things should not be part of football. Definitely. I mean, it is basic human nature,
While,
that we should respect
right,
other human beings, regardless of their
exactly.
caste, colors. But yeah, we are
Right.
still have a long way to go there. But yeah,
Yep. I mean, while players are fighting against one another, like few players there have been incidences then where players are racially discriminating each other on field, and as fans, you're doing that crap on to stand that in totality, अच्छा नहीं लगता देखने में, right? It
definitely.
feels
I mean,
out of the
I
way.
mean, it's a what do you say? It's a very sensitive topic to talk about because
Yeah, which we can
if
somewhere in the time
yeah,
can cover in some other title of the podcast. As of now, we are
definitely.
just focusing on Arteta and
Yeah, it's
his.
our first podcast. We don't want any
Yep.
much controversies in the first podcast itself. But
Although title itself is a controversy enough.
I mean, it is not just us fans. It is even the Arsenal fans who are not very happy with Arteta.
Naughty
So they
Arsenal.
want. I mean,
Nobody does
it's
it
too.
better than Arteta, right?
Yeah, nobody does it better than Arteta.
Anyhow, we just hope he does better than what has happened currently with his team of players and what have they done in the opening week.
Yes, we can only. The only thing I would, I've heard from
Yeah.
other fans too that he should be given time at least. If you sack him mid-season again, it is going to be the same cycle. So let's give him a season. If he doesn't do it, then maybe you get him sacked. Of course, if they are in the verge of relegation, get him sacked early. But
Right.
other than that, I mean, till Christmas would be a very tough period for Arteta personally because
Right.
he'll be judged very crucially. I mean, very critically, in fact.
Hmm.
And every small error will amount to a pile of pressure
Yeah,
towards him.
he's under the microscope right now. Every
Yeah, I mean,
little bit of
we will all
mistake he
focus on
does
him.
is going against him.
Definitely.
I mean,
Yeah.
I was looking at the fans when Chelsea scored the first goal. Everything, there was some nervousness in the stands amongst the Arsenal fans, right? Because they were playing
Yeah.
in the home, and it's too much pressure on Arteta right now. That's what I can see after looking at that game.
Yeah, I mean, it was not even a equal competition. It was Chelsea dominating Arsenal in
Right.
their home ground. So
Yep.
that is very
That's the thing
it's,
which you don't want to see, right?
as any football fan, in fact,
Yeah,
not
at
just an
least
Arsenal
getting
fan.
beaten at home, right? It's difficult to defend him. Oh, wait a second, someone has commented. Sam, it's difficult to defend him at the moment, but let's give him some time to see what he can deliver with the new signings. Yeah, absolutely. We can give him
I
time
also
since
I
it's his
also believe
second
the
season,
same.
right?
I
Yep,
mean, because if you're in the manager's place, no manager wants to lose. They
right.
only try to win with whatever
By the
resources
way,
they
thank
have.
you for tuning in,
And
Sam.
we
Really
cannot just
appreciate it.
blame Arteta because
Right.
the club itself is not very supporting to the managers they have in the past. In fact, Wenger, who was one of the
Hmm.
league their legends, but he was not backed properly. But that is what I,
But I
as a
guess
person,
as a fan, you were sick, like just finishing in top four, 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 four. I think four got the phobia in their head, maybe. And they
I mean,
thought that maybe a new manager can come and deliver a better success than Wenger was giving currently, right?
that is the irony, right? They cried that they're sick of top four, and now they are,
And
after
also,
he
what
left,
went
they
against
never
Wenger
reached a top
was
four.
he was sticking to just one style. I mean, he could have evolved his football, right? You have to evolve with time. That's how you stay top in the game, right? Which didn't
Yeah,
happen with, if you say Wenger, and it didn't happen with Mourinho as well. His game also came down. We can see right now he's in Roma. He went to Serie A, but yeah, he was also coming down. He was not his best, right? Everyone
yes,
saw that. He
yeah,
went to United, then he went to Spurs, I guess, right away. He
yeah,
went to Spurs, right?
yes,
And that's where he got sacked, right? We never saw him getting sacked in his first season, which was very weird to see.
yes.
So
So
yeah, that's what went against Wenger. So that was also a situation fans were feeling best of it. So can't really say, but yeah, we can give time is everything you can give, right?
yeah, I mean,
But it's really up to
that's the only
the
thing
board. Yeah,
Arsenal can give right now. But I mean, there's nothing much as a fan you can do.
I mean transfer
Uh,
windows are done, so you will have to just wait, right?
yeah, we have to wait till the transfer window. Hopefully, they sign a good RB because they are playing with Chambers. They are not even playing with
Hmm.
Bellerin right now,
Right.
and they need a. I mean, they were linked with a lot of RBs, but yeah, I mean, they have spent enough this season, but I
Hmm.
think they are overpaid towards some players. Like if you look at Ben White, if he was
Right,
not
right,
an
right.
English player, maybe he would be around somewhere 20 to 30 million pounds at best
Hmm.
because he comes from a small club and of course he has to prove a lot. But
Yeah.
I just, I mean,
There's
all
one
Arsenal
more
fans can
comment
do
from
is pray.
our
That's the
boy
thing.
Abhi. He's asking managers. Let's talk about Pep and his rotations, which don't make sense at times.
Pep, I mean,
Are,
it
are you
cost him in
referring to
the
your
first game week.
Are you referring to your FPL points, right? That's
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I see it's coming from, right? It's coming from
Pep
that side.
Pep, I mean, sometimes what he did in the Champions League final and in the first game week itself.
That was most dumb thing I've ever seen. I'm not ashamed
Yeah,
to say that. Why would
yeah, I
you
mean,
start your team without any defensive midfielder when you have such a good player like Fernandinho?
yes,
That was
yes,
no brainer, and it definitely you deserve to lose if you are do that. If you are doing that much experiment in the final match, then congratulations to you. You win no UCL,
and you know the pressure he has to win an UCL. So I
and
mean,
and that's
that was a
what
big
their
gamble.
owners brought him for to get deliver the European success, and you are doing that kind of trolling your own club or what? I don't know. I couldn't take
Every
this.
manager has their own uh, philosophy.
Sam is saying it's his signings. He shall be able to extract the best out of them, unlike new manager who will have to make do with the signings of previous manager. Yeah, that's true. It's
Yeah, I mean,
Arteta's current signing. He is only responsible with the way they play right now. I think this season would be a decisive one. If
yeah, I
he
mean,
doesn't finish them in top six, then definitely he's still gonna get fired for sure.
definitely. I mean, now he has no one to play him. Now he has got what he wanted. He
Yeah,
has the players. He has now you can. There's no excuses you can make right now
the
because
art of
you're already under
excuses.
scrutiny. Yeah.
Yep.
So it is do or die for Arteta right now because
Absolutely.
Uh, no one doubts his credibility on his football knowledge, as Pep
Right.
himself admired him. But is he, ready to coach a big club like Arsenal, or should he start from the bottom
Maybe he
clubs,
was
the
engaged
small?
just like Lampard.
Yeah, Lampard.
I mean, I
He's
didn't
one.
like the Lampard side to quickly go into management for Chelsea. I mean,
Yeah,
you
I mean
just look at Patrice Vieira.
he
He was in the youth academy, right, of City, I guess, if I'm not wrong. Patrice Vieira. That's
yeah
where he was, right?
yeah
Man City's youth academy. He grinded his time there, and he chooses to manage Crystal Palace. Like, if you have to make your humble start, that's how you do it, right? Not right away go to your former club and go on to manage it.
yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
he was
depends, but yeah, of course, if you
managing
want to go
Derby
in a long
County.
run, yeah,
He was managing Derby County before Lampard, but again,
right.
the jump from Derby County to Chelsea is a very big one.
That's a big step, big and
Yeah,
bold step.
and certainly Chelsea is a very ambitious club. They want trophies right away, and the second season, the
Hmm.
first season he didn't spend much. He just inherited a squad and he did so well with them. And the
Yeah,
next season, he had this pressure after spending so much that he
I
could
mean,
not sustain.
he
And
did
clubs
some
like,
good work with the young players like Mason Mount. That
yeah, I
was
mean,
pleasing
Mason
to
Mount
watch.
was a great discovery. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
a fan of Mason Mount.
right, right, right.
Um, and Chelsea did play good, but Lampard, I think, towards the second season,
Hmm.
he lost his way at the management, dealing with situations. And also,
Yeah,
when you go to clubs like Chelsea or City, there is always a pressure of winning, trophies every season. In
yep,
fact,
yep, yep.
the amount of money they invest in.
Right.
And when you saw Pep, when he didn't win anything in the first season, he almost confessed that if I was some other manager, if I didn't have this huge CV with me, maybe I
Hmm.
would have been sacked because he had spent
Right.
around 200 millions and didn't win much. So
Yeah.
that is the pressure always
I
with
mean,
clubs like Chelsea.
if I was City's owner, what he did in UCL final, I would have sacked him right away after that.
Yeah, I mean,
And let's read some
maybe
comments here. Yeah, continue.
yeah, it's his only hope that Pep can get him a UCL. I mean, he's the closest they have got to an UCL,
Yeah,
be
right.
it a semi-final or a final. So
Yep. Had a season before, it was dramatic and to their run where Spurs defeated them. That was dramatic, too much drama.
yeah,
Okay, it's Abhi, and well, it isn't also the management which is to blame for a few clubs like Arsenal and Tottenham. Yep, true. That's true as well. Thankfully, no City players. We know City don't have fans. Lol. Again, shots fired. Pep has delivered and is still delivering, hence people can't question his rotations. If one has to question, why would Ole start with Fred and Matic in the first place? Fred and Matic. Yeah, why would you start Matic? I mean, he can come as a substitute. I
yeah.
mean, look at his age. Right now, you shouldn't be starting him, right?
I mean, for
Unless there
one
is
thing,
like you have injuries, squad going through a lot of injuries, then in like this desperation or majboori mein kar sakte ho आप start.
definitely. I mean, the complaint with if you see Ole is that
Hmm.
he has gotten Van de Beek, but he's not using him much. People are very
Yeah,
frustrated.
that's
Uh,
happened since the first season they signed him, right?
but again, if you look, he has gotten Pogba into the left wing, and we can see a whole new Pogba. The one we never saw under Mourinho.
Yeah, when we saw him performing with France, he has
Yeah,
always performed well
so
for the France.
yeah, I
Not
mean,
gonna lie.
last year he had injuries, but this season, I mean, he has already 5 assists. So
Right.
uh, we saw a whole new Pogba when he plays in the wing. So I
Hmm.
mean, there is both sides to it. That there's a complaint of Van de Beek, but I again think team selection is, as a fan, you can criticize a lot, but end of the day, the manager knows what's the best for the team because they are with
Of
the player
course.
every week in week out. So all we can see, as a fan, I have this philosophy that you have to just trust your manager.
Just
There's
to
nothing
imagine.
else.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you cannot do anything. As a fan, you cannot make an impact to the manager so much that they sub a player or they play a player.
but trust
Because
should be to some point. At the point where
sorry.
you see your manager is not doing anything, you can like stop believing in your manager. If he's doing random stuff, then that's where the things can you can like don't back your
Yeah, I
manager
mean,
if he is not living up to the mark. After all, you are
definitely.
watching to see your team perform well, right? And in the best possible way. You can discount
Yeah,
him for the injuries. Yeah, injuries. That's where you can't. You are helpless at that point of time, as much as the manager is, right?
yeah. I mean, as a fan, you're always helpless. The
You
only
know,
thing you
mm,
have freedom is to support or
yep.
criticize or whatever, but
Sam is saying,
you
in
cannot.
all honesty, had Arteta been in Chelsea, he would have been fired at halftime. True, he would have been fired at previous season, midway, I
Sorry.
guess.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, at least
but
for
with
one
the
season, they stuck with Lampard for one season, so I guess they would have stuck with him as well for at least one season.
yeah, I mean, Arteta, the only reason he is still at the club is because he won the FA Cup in the first year itself. I mean, not even the first year,
Mm,
for 6 months. So somewhere they're hoping that maybe whatever it is, luck or
right.
whatever it is, that they
I mean,
can
at
get
this
him
point of
trophies. Because
time, yeah,
yeah, I mean, all I want to say is Arsenal need trophies right now because they're lacking. Because City is gaining the pace to overtake, and
trophies or
Arsenal is one of the big
they
clubs.
need gameplay right now. First thing is there
Yeah,
should be some attacking gameplay. That's not I don't see happening from them at all.
yeah. I mean,
And at this
it
point of
is not
time, I
a
was saying that if Arsenal midway through the season are not in top 10, I think they should fire him right away.
yeah. I mean, Christmas is
By Christmas,
the
they
famous
should be
Arsenal.
in top 10. If they are not, then go out, go
Yeah,
Ateta,
I,
go.
I agree. I agree on that part because you
Ah,
cannot risk relegation for Arsenal, and
yeah,
they
right.
certainly look like getting relegated soon. So,
Mm.
but
Arsenal seems to go into the transfer market to buy overpriced, overhyped goods with no performance guarantee, with little to no resale value. It's like charity buying. Yeah, as we can see in the case of Nicolas Pepe.
yeah,
He still hasn't reached the reward to a level 70 million players should do, right?
definitely. I mean, Arsenal have struggled to
I mean, we purchased
sell
Salah
some
at
of the good
around
players.
40 million price, and he, against the expectations, took the league by surprise. Even though I am
Yeah,
his critic right now with the way he is using his flank, always looking to cut inside and shoot the ball every time. I mean, even Iron Robin didn't do that way. वो भी वैसे नहीं खेलता था कि हर टाइम ही कट इन करके बस मारना 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 नहीं बिल्डअप करो वन टूस करो आई डोंट सी दैट हैपनिंग but yeah as we are talking about the value of money he was totally the value for money 40 million and you get a
definitely. I
striker who
mean,
is getting the
uh, yeah,
golden boots
yeah. I mean,
twice and twice in
every
the
season, I mean,
seasons.
his
Yep.
goal record is crazy. I mean, we
Yep.
always neglect that contribution of part of him, but again, I mean, if there
I mean
are
that's a personal
replacements
choice.
like
Yeah.
Mbappe,
Yep.
yeah, Mbappe in the market, I would always prefer Mbappe over Salah. But
Yep.
again, it's a personal choice. There's nothing I can really do to make that
Exactly.
happen. Uh,
I mean, if he starts performing like the
yeah,
first
I'm
and
not
second
expecting
season,
much.
then definitely we are going. We are doing good. We trust Club
Yeah,
YNW, of course, we trust it. Abhishesh, on lighter note, after this week's game, Klopp seems to call Konate to avoid VD getting manhandled by I don't know. It would be interesting fight between them, Lukaku and Van Dijk. So let's
I
hope for
mean,
the best.
to be fair, Konate is physically very strong for his age, especially. Uh,
Hmm.
But again, I think the experience that Madip carries and
Right.
VVD, again, we know he needs no introduction. I mean, he's the best right now. I mean, as a Liverpool fan, as a football fan, there's no debate about it. I mean, you can get in Maguire or Ramos
Hmm.
arguments, but right now, VVD is the best.
Yeah, for
So,
missing one season, they were other two were like definitely better
I mean,
centre
that is
backs.
always the pressure with big players, right? I mean, they cannot even lack for a single second
Right.
because there are hundreds to be ready to pounce on you to,
Yeah.
criticize you. But uh, Van Dijk, I think, will not handle Lukaku physically, but more tactically because he knows that Lukaku is always going to overpower him with
He's
his
physically
physique. And
beast, and he can definitely
yeah,
knock you down
yeah,
and
but
go away with the ball.
what I think Van Dijk should do is
Hmm.
capitalize on Lukaku's first touch, because when Lukaku takes the first touch,
Ah,
the ball is not very close to him. So that is when you can wait and pounce over it. So I think, and VVD is excellent tactically. We have seen it. I mean, there are so many videos and so many
right.
coaches, managers, everyone knows how tactically good he is, the way he blocks the line, covers the line. And we have seen his save against Tottenham Hotspurs, the famous 2 versus 1 situation where he pushed Sissoko to shoot the ball wide. So I think the key would be to handle him tactically, and of course the pairing of Matip and VVD are excellent. So
Yep.
they complement each other very good. They
Right.
understand each other good, and
L-
I'm of course backing Liverpool to win,
hmm,
and hopefully we can keep Lukaku at bay, because
right.
I mean, whatever is said and done, he's a beast. I mean, he's
Yeah.
from another world. And his finishing is excellent. Only
Hmm.
thing we can, maybe capitalizes on his first touch, where it is not that strong. It is still struggling with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, hopefully we can see
I'm so
Liverpool
embarrassed.
win.
I have removed Arsenal sticker from my car. Damn. Are you Arsenal fan or what, Sam? And Abhishish, lol, it would be interesting, but I don't think Lukaku will remain consistent for long. Plus, Van Dijk on his peak, I don't think there are many who can challenge him. Yeah, that's true.
I definitely agree. Van Dijk on his peak. I mean, no striker, even
But I
Messi.
just
Is
want to
nothing.
see Lukaku like hitting someone with his elbow and what happens thereafter. I want to see that thing happen.
I don't want to see that, because we have already
No,
struggled with
no
injuries.
injuries, no injuries. That's the
Uh,
thing. That like there
yeah, I
should be
mean, you
no
cannot
injuries,
predict
but physical
injuries,
battles
but
are okay. That's part of the
yeah,
game.
of course. I just mentioned the injury part
Like what
because
happened between
injuries
Simikas
scare me.
and that guy? Who was that player in the previous game? Where Simikas didn't even touch him. Goodmanson. Yeah,
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
was on the ground without any like bigger touch or something.
yeah. I mean, it was an ugly game. We saw Ashley Barnes
Hmm.
manhandling Matip too. So yeah, I mean, that's what you expect when not Steve Bruce, sorry, Burnley and Liverpool face.
Right.
So
Jokes apart, men were against boys at Emirates. Next week, men will be up against men. Hmm.
yes, yes,
Yep. Let's
proper
hope for
men.
the best. Is that reference to Arsenal? Whom are Arsenal playing next? Let me see.
City. I mean,
They will
we
be
have seen
oiled.
enough
They will
annihilation of
be
Arsenal.
they will be oiled and grilled. And drilled. You can imagine what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know
Up
that
to your
reference.
own imaginations. That's going to be also, guys. If you haven't subscribed, make sure drop that subscribe so that we can be continuous with our such podcast. If you are enjoying it already, I waited for it like for an year to happen, like someone to show their face for the podcast. I've struggled for that. That's why I wasn't doing it.
Yeah,
But
I
then
mean,
Adi
the
came
time
and
was not right, but
yeah,
now hopefully, even I
trust the
was looking
process.
to start the podcast long back, but
Yeah,
finally here we are. I mean, it may not be
fine.
the best, but we are
But yeah,
slowly
we will
progressing,
try
learning.
our best to
Yeah,
make it the best and reach to the levels which
yes,
you
yes.
would
With your
expect us to.
support, please
Yeah,
share, like, subscribe.
of course. We want to
If you
make
like
it
your
big.
content, yeah. I mean, if you can tell us what we can do better, we'll surely
Yep,
work upon it, and
right. Feeds are
we
always
can.
welcome for improvement. What we can do, what we can add on, what we are missing. If there's something about the audio, something about the camera quality which you are not liking, you can definitely tell us. We don't
Yeah,
mind it.
definitely. Yes. Of course, your support will be very beneficial
Yeah.
for us upgrading all this.
And if you
So
knew
yeah,
don't know about Footblog 90, it used to be a blog site which didn't last long. It lasted for a year with efforts of a lot of people, but things then fall apart. But yeah, we are trying from this way to reach out to you, and hopefully it works well this time.
yes. We are
But
rising
then,
from the ashes.
yeah, let's go. But then imagine if Trent gets Lukaku, that would be funny. I'm imagining Lukaku doing what Van Dijk did to Sterling. Lukaku can do say similar to Trent. I can imagine that happening if it goes that way. That would be too funny. And imagine Trent going to his face like this, and Lukaku holding his neck. That would be weird. Lukaku still looking for the ball to come to his feet, but full credits to him for holding the ball well. Yep, Italy seems to have improved his game.
Yeah.
Italy? He played well against Italy, right? I don't
Sorry, he was good in the Euros.
I didn't saw that game, so yeah, no memory of that. Yep.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
but
Belgium were good in the Euros.
I mean,
But
they're
they-
always favorites, but they don't win.
Yeah.
They're like Spurs of international teams.
They're like they have that all the talent, but eventually when it
Yeah.
matters, they fall flat.
Yeah.
Trent is good up front, but his defense quality is debatable. Same. That's what he and I feel. We have been following Trent from like since he did his debut. He has been same guy. I think he's more suited for the midfield and wings than for the right back position.
Definitely.
He was in Inter Milan previously. Yep, Lukaku was doing well for Inter Milan, no doubt. Trent has not that, and that's why I think they won the Serie title. Without Lukaku, they would have struggled, I guess. They wouldn't have been to the best level where they have been. Trent has no defense. Every LFC fan knows that our running backs are only made to attack. Yeah, but Robo is really good.
I mean Robo and Simikas too.
Yeah, Simikas is good. Yeah. He
but again,
absolutely well.
Backup and right back position, we have.
But
Gomez.
we need some strong right back who can with whom we can be definitely assured. Like even if we are not, if we lose our centre back while attacking, we definitely have the cover up behind to make up for that position.
Yeah, I'm expecting Gomez to fill in because he's.
I mean, we saw against. Yep.
He played, I think, left back when he came as a substitute last match. Not sure. But yeah, he came. He did
I think he was at the right back. Gomez.
Okay.
I don't know. Could be on the left.
Because I think Gomez and Trent were playing together at some point.
I mean, he brought him at 92nd minute. By that time, we won the match already, so there was no clue where was he playing.
Yeah, but we have seen Gomez play at right back before, and he has done fairly decent, just for a backup even. So,
but then a lot of injuries and he couldn't.
As long as we don't play Nico Williams, it's all good.
That's suicide. Okay, and let's take a look at what happened in Syria. One game played, Inter wins it, Inter on the top. Okay, then Lazio, Roma. Okay, they won their first match under Mourinho, 3-1. Henrik Mkhitaryan scoring, Wortout scoring brace. Okay, Tammy Abraham is at Roma. Oh, okay, nice. He got 2 braces, 2 assists. Sorry, assist of braces or assists. Sorry, my bad. And as for Bundesliga, Wolfsburg on top with 6 points, Bayern Munich on 4th, and Dortmund on 7th. Okay, 2 games played. But there are no big fixtures there, so we can't be talking about Bundesliga as of now or Serie A because they have just kicked off this week only. And PSG on top, of course, what else you can hope from that league? They will be on the top. Although surprisingly, they lost the title previous season. Liverpool deserves appreciation. Mane steps up when Salah fails. Not much can be said about United if Bruno fails.
So Miranik, I think I may have to go.
Should we wrap this up right now?
Yes,
I guess you will have to go. Yep.
We'll join again next week.
Yeah, absolutely. Thankfully, the classy Frenchman has upped his game this season for United. Yep. Good for them. Yep. Good for them. Good for their defense, I guess. So yeah, as you know, Adi will have to take a leave. So will I go? And hope you guys enjoyed it. We are keeping it short, but though it was around 1 hour of this session. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did,
it was fun for me. I mean, first experience, and hopefully we'll do much better podcasts in the future. And we'll remain consistent.
I felt alive by doing this.
Yeah.
Kind of a therapy for me.
Everyone who's watching, you can share this.
Share this with your friends who are into football. That's what will help us to grow. Yeah.
Definitely.
That's
And
all we
thank
have to
you
say.
for all your support. Thank you,
Yep.
guys.
Thanks, well, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next stream. Till then, goodbye. Take care of yourselves. We'll catch you in the next podcast, which will happen soon, as soon as possible. We'll tell you the schedule later on in
Yes,
the
definitely.
forward future streams. Till then, goodbye. Take care. Peace. See ya.